Welcome to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. Highlights, features, and analysis with men's head coach, Otis Hughley Jr. and women's head coach, Don Thornton. And now, our host, Mr. Ted Dixie.
Good evening and welcome to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review with head coaches Don Thornton of the women and Otis Hughley of the men. I'm Ted Dixie, your host, but we'll start tonight's show with a very special guest. Lots of moving parts here in Alabama A&M University Athletics. I'm going to let this young man introduce himself to you.
Hello, my name is Judge White Jr. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I am a junior, and I'm currently studying business management with a focus on agriculture.
Now, we had a lot smoother pre-take, but just relax for a second because you've got a great story in this.
Yes, sir.
You're a manager on the women's team.
Yes, and a practice player as well.
What does that do to your time management?
It's a lot. You really have to do everything here and still be on top of your studies. But I love it. It's something I love to do. It's a second family. It keeps me going to school and just keep me getting me ready for the real world.
You're from Chicago, Illinois. How did you get to Alabama A&M? Don't say drive.
It was a journey. I didn't know nothing about HBCUs until I had a coach in high school named Coach Purdy. Mm-hmm. He had a college tour called Bridge Builders, and he took everybody to different schools over the years. So one year he took a tour here, and I fell in love with it. Never knew anything about it, but been here ever since.
We're happy to have you, and thank you so much for representing us so well. And being a practice player, you have to go against the women's student athletes.
Yes.
What is that like?
It's challenging, but it's fun. It's great seeing them get better every day, seeing ups and downs, but mostly seeing them impact and seeing how it comes from practice onto the games. And I love to see them win, even when certain stuff, the adversity comes, and now they just here, they doing their thing. We started bad, but now we're doing way better than what we doing before that.
I'm sorry for that. You told me that after your undergraduate days are done, what would you like to do?
I actually would like to become a coach and a mentor as well in the community. And a coach because I love being around the sport, even though I'm not playing anymore, but I also want to impact other people's lives and just different things.
Who's the toughest player you go against in practice?
I would say there's so many talented people, I can't even say, honestly. They all great, honestly.
You keep a lot of friends that way.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. We're talking to head coach Don Thornton. Right before you're about to take the floor, Coach, I'm interrupting you, but what are you thinking about right now? What's going on?
Just coming in on game day, I feel really good, really excited. Had a great shoot around this morning. The energy was there. So just kind of walking in the gym, smelling the popcorn is kind of just my little thing, and it's game time. We're ready to go.
You have a checklist that you go through before every game, and what's that look like?
I don't really have a routine because, if you have a routine and something kind of goes left, sometimes it'll throw you off your block. So, I really don't. I pray in the morning, have a great shoot around. I try to find some coffee somewhere in between that day. Try to find a taco somewhere in between that day, and then whatever goes, just goes. 2.5 hours before the game, we start focusing on the game and what we need to do.
2.5 hours. Is that when you have your team meal?
Well, for me, because I'm not here with them, so that's just when I start my meditation.
Interesting. So you let the student athletes eat by themselves. Is that a time for them to relax before they play?
They eat as a team together, yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, we're getting ready to come out to play tonight, and here at home, you always talk about having big energy on the floor with your team. Right now, when does that energy kick in for you?
Oh, the energy's already there. It's already there, It's just one of those things you just got to be focused, We talk about not having too many high highs and low lows. So right now you're just kind of right there on cruise control, mellow on in the moment. And when the clock gets to 0-0, we're gonna be ready to go.
Right now it's 60 minutes before game time. You're about to walk in, get dressed for the game, and have your team meeting before the game. You've got some student athletes you're depending upon tonight, but tell me how you enforce that team atmosphere.
You know, we built this foundation on chemistry, culture, and family really early. So we have a really great group of young women that love each other, that loves this coaching staff, that loves me, that loves my family. I love their family. You know, we have parents in here all the time. So it's just a great, it's a great place to be. It's a great time right now to be a Bulldog.
Does that help you out as a student athlete, no matter how your performance goes that night, that you're still in a good place?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Coming up to, this is the second quarter of the season, the quads, you call them, Coach.
That's right.
How serious are we right now?
We got to be 3-1. We dropped the ball on Saturday. We got to get our lick back today. So it's really important.
Good luck, Coach. When you watch this show, the game will already be in the books, but I get to say good luck, Coach. Go Bulldogs.
Go
Give
Bulldogs.
us the final word, Coach. Take
And
us out
as
of there.
always, go Bulldogs.
Hi, we are the Bulldog Elite Stomp and Shake cheer team.
My name is Victoria Newsom. I'm a sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia, majoring in animal biohealth science.
My name is Kennedy Riddick. I'm a sophomore majoring in business administration, and I am from Oxford, Alabama.
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. Big game here tonight, but you know what, folks? I get an opportunity to not talk because the experts sitting here with me. Please introduce yourself to the Bulldog faithful.
Absolutely. Bulldog Nation, Brian Howard, Assistant AD, Athletic Communications. Happy to be on the Hill.
I'm hoping the ball doesn't hit me in the back of the head. Some of them are hoping that it does. Brian, get us up to date. Give us any of the athletics news, and that we might fill in, and then we can check notes.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing that people honestly want to know, are we going to win the basketball tournament? On the women's side, I'm going to tell you, the women have a real good chance.
Right on.
Real good chance. Obviously, we played Texas Southern on Saturday. And to be honest with you, it was a really competitive game. I think it was a good look to see what we can see in the tournament. You know, obviously we lost to Jackson State earlier in the season. So, you know, those are the top teams in this conference. Southern's obviously up there like they always are. So again, I think Coach Thornton's got a tremendous ball club and a good opportunity to capture the tournament championship. On the guys' side, Coach Hughley, he's piecing some things together. A very veteran team with a young team at the same time. Some guys that hadn't seen playing time versus some guys that have seen playing time. But I think we're going to be in good spot. You know, obviously a losing streak right now, but at the same time, I think we're going to trend upwards once the month of February hits. And then football-wise, I know everybody wants to talk about football. I mean, everybody wants to talk, right? Hiring Sam Shade. Well, who's going to be on the coaching staff? I think we will find that out shortly. And then obviously you got National Signing Day coming up. That's such a huge day,
Absolutely.
Right? And then, all right, well, when's the schedule going to be released, right? Very soon. Very, very soon. And I think the fans are going to enjoy this schedule.
Well, there you go from Mr. Brian Howard. I still say Sports Information Director, but Assistant Athletics Director for Communications. One day you'll get to, well, hopefully one day you won't be having to need what you're wearing on your jacket tonight. But as a cancer survivor, I really appreciate that. Tell us what tonight's game is all about in the blue and white.
Absolutely. For the men's game tonight against Prairie View, it's coaches versus cancer, suits and sneakers. And obviously it's a game to honor those cancer survivors and also kind of a special nod to those that have maybe lost a loved one due to cancer.
Had to live with it, brother, but we appreciate, of course,
Absolutely.
Our Hall of Fame head basketball coach on the men's side, Van Pettaway, was one of the leaders in pushing that idea forward, pushing the awareness of prostate cancer, especially, as people say, it's the one that's really most preventable. Hey, fellas, it's okay. Take it from me, it's okay. So, with all that ahead of us, I know one date we might already know. That's the spring football game. Do we have a date for that one?
The spring football date, it's coming around the corner. I cannot release it yet, but it is coming around the corner. I know Mo Carter with Fox 54, he was prying on Saturday too, by the way, trying to figure out when that date is. But truth be told, it's coming around the corner. I think we'll probably announce it as well as the schedule on National Signing Day.
Now, I want to let the people know this. You're an old timer when it comes to HBCU athletics, the Southwestern Athletic Conference and the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Tell us about your time running through these different places.
Yeah, so I mean, I got my start at Lincoln University in Pennsylvania,
Right on.
nice Division II school, and then I happened to work for 3 years, a little over 3 years, in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference office in Norfolk, Virginia. And then I got my opportunity at the D1 level at Alabama State. Sorry, Bulldog Nation, do not hold that against me, okay? But Alabama State, but it was 8 months, 8 short months.
You didn't even get bested, you're good.
Absolutely. And then, you know, spent a couple years at Grambling, then Florida A&M,
Boo.
then back to Grambling, right?
Boo.
And then 8 more months at Norfolk State before arriving on the Hill, where I am extremely happy to be here.
Tennessee Valley does it a lot for people that come here and relocate. We all know that. Brian, you get to close the show out. He's also my color analyst. We do road games for Bulldog football on 90.9 FM WJAB. Brian, take us home.
I don't even know where to take us, but home. But hey, I appreciate everybody watching this show. Keep watching. Coach does a great job on this. Ted Dixie does an amazing job. And let me tell you something. Keep watching this show.
Thank you all for being with us on the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. With head coach Don Thornton, we get to talk to our vice president, wishful thinking, our assistant athletics director for communications. And of course, yes, we're going to talk to Coach Hughley, but that'll be on next week's show. Hey, be safe out there, love one another, and spread the good news. Service is sovereignty. Good evening and welcome to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. Right beside me is head coach Otis Hughley of the men's team. Coach, you said this is a work in progress. I'll just let you get to that part.
Yeah, we're turning the corner. Our guys we got the talent we need now. We just have to have them grow and blossom and submit and develop chemistry together, and that's starting to happen. It's starting to turn the corner. We only got 3 guys that played last year that's getting significant minutes. That's Chad Moody,
Sophomore.
Zoe, and a sophomore, Lorenzo Downey, okay, and that might be in AC Bryant. But AC Bryant didn't play a lot last year. But you can see the value of what's happening to his development now. He's really starting to hit his stride. We just got to get him to play as hard on the other end as he does on the offensive end.
Right on. Now, Coach, people always talk about in social media, especially about drills, when you see someone hit the turnaround jumper in the drills. How important are those to you, and what's your philosophy with that?
Well, it's very important to not only perform that drill, but the repetition of that drill. It's got to be consistent, it's got to be daily, and they got to really, really value the craft. And if you value the craft, you'll come in here and work on your weaknesses and maintain your strengths. And we got a nice group of talented offensive people, but a lot of them, they don't really understand how to defend just yet. Making free throws, missing a lot of layups. That's going to come as they get more comfortable together, as they get more confidence. And these guys that turn the corner, that's a tough Prairie View team that they beat Scored 98 points on the guy that's probably considered the best defensive coach in this league for the last 5 years. Scored 98 points, and we wasn't really trying to do that. We were just trying to play the right way.
Right.
And then you got freshman point guard who's coming of age.
That's always hard on a freshman if you're a point guard, boy, because it's physical, number one. Then number two, the nerves, no turnovers. What's he doing about his turnover rate?
Well, he's getting better. I mean, he's developing his confidence. He's becoming more. He just plays at one speed.
Oh.
He's got to learn how to, command and manage his speed. When to change direction, when to change speed. He just full go. When you pick him up, his feet.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, he's tough, man. He's really tough, and I'm excited about his future and where it's going in his direction. Because you beat a team that's really, really, really hard to beat. Then you go overtime with a Texas Southern team. Had a chance to beat him if we wouldn't make the free throw.
You were talking about that last week, Coach, that was going to be your measuring stick so far in the season about how far you'd come and where you needed to go.
Yeah, years past, they beat us by double digits. Even here, they beat us by double digits. But this last game that's how you know you're moving up the road. I know a lot of folks are impatient. They, why you subbing this? Why you doing that? They hadn't been where I've been. They hadn't walked in my shoes. They don't have any idea. When they get 500 wins, then let me know.
Okay.
Okay. But you want to play as many fresh legs in the first half as you can. So in the second half, you stay with your 8 to 10 because you want to get these guys tired. But they're not acclimated to the rotations yet. And that's why you have to test so many people. Plus, some guys are just getting tired, playing, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And that was a track meet the other day.
Right. Even in shape, it's a track meet.
Exactly.
You're not expecting the recovery time from the game. Oh, yeah, by the way, why don't you turn in this paper as well?
That's right. That's right. That's right. And we wouldn't have had a chance to come back against Texas Southern had I not been playing those other guys. Because it was the bench that made the comeback. It wasn't the starters.
That's right.
It wasn't the starters. And it sends a message to the starters, brother, if you're not, guarding your yard and pulling your weight, these other guys, next man up, they're waiting to play. And coach will play them. A lot of guy makes a shot, you think he should keep going. But what happens is there's a play or two before where the kid makes a mistake. I try not to take him out a lot of times doing those mistakes. I wait till he does something good and then bring him out. So oftentimes a guy make a shot and people will go, why'd you take him out? Well, that's why, because he's already messed up 2 or 3 rotations. And I want to keep his mind excited and confident, so I'll let him do something good a lot of times.
Come here, son.
That's right. That's right. Come on, let's visit about this one. This is the entitlement generation, man, so you got to really do what you can to hold them accountable and let them hold each other accountable, and then watch how they climb. We've done it 2 years in a row where guys have gotten better. So, question it if you want, but the proof is in the pudding.
How do you shoot better free throws?
Well, that's mental, and that's just being young. Guys, you watch them make it out here all day when ain't nobody around. You can't simulate that stress. You can't simulate that crowd. You can't simulate that pressure. You try your best, but until you actually live those moments.
Sweat, people talking to you at the
Yeah,
line.
talking crazy. Like, there's people in the crowd. Why you subbing them? The kids hear that. The kids hear that. And they do their best to try to tune it out, and I got to really, really do what I can to help them with that and encourage them and hold them accountable. So I got out here and have families, and your kids don't care when they want heat, they need heat. Want a place to sleep, they don't care where it comes from. They don't need your excuses. They need you to deliver the mail. They need you to be accountable. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow up some accountable wolves. There's either sheeps or there's wolves. You know what I'm talking about. Sheep gonna always need to be protected. You're gonna have to feed them. You're gonna have to shear them.
You're a good
You're gonna have to
shepherd.
guard them. You're gonna have to have something. You're gonna have to protect him all his life. But a wolf, he'll figure it out. He'll go find some other wolves. They go get something to eat. They'll even develop a strategy to do it. So we're trying to, in this world with our young men, they're gonna have to be wolves.
And the Wolves were dressed like bulldogs, so coming up for you, Coach, you got a road trip down at Florida A&M. Then got Bethune-Cookman, who showed marked improvement this year because they have some New York City kids that are about basketball.
Yeah, New York and Baltimore kids. And DC kids. So, yeah, people looking at our talent, man, you got the talent. Well, they're looking at the talent compared to what we had in the past. They don't hope the other teams, they're actually giving NIL to people who are more talented.
Right.
This is the first year since I've been, we had somebody preseason all conference. We had nobody all conference for the past 2 years. So no coaches voted on the type of talent that we've had at all. They didn't think we had any talent. Everybody else does because they're used to what they've seen in the past here. They don't know what's in these other places. Then they look at the other schools, man, we more talented than them. Okay, do this for a living around the world, many different languages.
That's
then
right.
you come back and talk to me.
Coach Yang, had a good interview with him the other day. He talked about your success in professional basketball, but he really talked about how you teach. You can teach the game.
Yeah, we teach it. We keep teaching. We keep teaching, no matter what. You keep teaching, you keep teaching. You know, successful, failure, it doesn't matter. If you want to get to success, you got to go through the door of failure.
That's right. That's right.
And you fail many times to be successful that one time, and that can turn into something really special. And I think we got a group of kids that are ready to make that move. Now, this is going to be a tough Florida trip. They're really good. They just won 4 in a row for AAMU. And they're really talented. And then you got, of course, Bethune-Cookman, who's made the next step as well. So we're looking forward to it. We up to it.
Up to the challenge, Coach. Thank you so much. Traveling mercies to you and the team. We'll look forward to those results, and we'll talk to you later on.
Appreciate it, my friend. Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. Hey, thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Basketball Review with head coaches Dawn Thornton of the women and Otis Hughley of the men. Please, as always, go to AAMUsports.com for all the information about the Bulldogs. Look at the QR code at the bottom of the screen to get your tickets, or go get the Bulldog Athletics app at your app or Game Play Store on your phone. So, for Coach Hughley, for Coach Thornton, I'm Ted Dixie. Have a good night.
Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.